Good afternoon, President Chartrand.
How you doing there, Naomi?
Doing well, doing well.
I heard our birthday boy on the radio today, and
Yeah.
I can't be there for his birthday. And Ray, I truly would love to have been there, but I really committed months ago to an event out in this northwest region.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm out in Duck Bay today, and I'll be coming home tomorrow. And so I got several things on the go here. But one of the big ones that happened starting on Thursday, I want to thank again so many people in the community that volunteered to get it organized. They had a Jesus healing service that took place here,
Mm-hmm.
and they had priests that came from all over the United States, Canada, and India. Quite a large delegation, I think about 12 priests, and it really turned out so well. The community was so receptive of the healing process, and the way they outlined the church service and the prayers and the music. I tell you, just Annette was telling me, Beauchamp from Camperville.
Mm-hmm.
She's saying, I just swept me inside. I could just feel it. She said, like the way that the service was being conducted by the major guest. I guess he was obviously had a different style of clothing was on him, so more senior, I guess, than all the other priests, including ours in Duck Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And but his service was so his voice just carried itself in such a way, and the music and we were talking outside, and she said, "Oh, it just swept me inside." So we felt the same way. Just like it, just something was just making you feel so well,
Right.
so good about yourself and your community, your people, your family, and that's what it was all about. And it was well attended by so many from all over. They came from Dauphin, Swan River. They came from Camberville, Pine Creek. Different ones that came from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be part of this one, Pagoses. And so it's such a well organized event. And I think Rita and Al, my sister and Al, they volunteered and they cooked and cooked and cooked. There was so much people to feed. And I think my wife there, she's got a broken hand. She got something wrong with her wrist, but she was cutting and making dainties, and we had pickled cheeks with bacon on it, just for people to get jealous. Oh,
I'm jealous.
You should be jealous. It's absolutely delicious. Anyways, but I had that going on. Then I had to be on the parade. I had promised the local I'd be there for sure. And they haven't been involved in the parade for so long. So months ago, they asked me to make sure I was committed to being here. We bought the River cart, and I think Armin again for the cart. We actually ordered 10 carts from him.
Oh, nice.
And I always worry about the days that Armin will retire, and then who's going to take on that expert skill to make these beautiful river carts that really reflect culture and our trade and our economy back in 1800s and so forth. So people like Armin are our treasure, and it worries me that people like him, when they retire, will there anybody else to make these carts? So
maybe he needs to do a workshop.
he does. They actually did some training, and that's something we'll have to do again. But of course, he got disengaged for a while due to health issues. But he's back now, and but he was telling me too, like these journeys and people listening. Before COVID, he said there used to be, I think, 22 of them that had their horse and wagons and their river carts, and they camp and they travel and promote, Métis culture and our history and just the way life was.
Yeah.
And he said now there's only 4 of us.
Wow.
After COVID, so many passed away already. So it just scared anybody in a short span.
Yeah.
They lost 18 of them. So that's quite scary. A lot of them are the older ones that still do this, right? They still practice it. The young generation doesn't really grab on. For some reason, they don't see the importance of it, yet it's vital to know your past, to know where you're going in the future. So, Glory, Janai was just over here just now visiting, and we were talking about some of the issue of our community in Duck Bay and all the people that have since passed already. And, it makes the town a different place.
Right.
And it just worries me that, and I spoke on that at the church service, that, I worry about the future in the context of us as families.
Right.
Where we used to all help each other. We didn't bring each other down, we brought each other up.
Yeah.
And it's reversed now, and the young generation somehow is not going out to support each other and help each other. When a family's in trouble, you all go there. Like yesterday, I was very pleased to see so many people stop at Richard Chartrand's house. His son, of course, Brendan Laquette, was the one that you read about in the paper today, the accident, because they were doing some matters where the quad wasn't theirs. They took it, and they were going to probably be charged in the future for stealing a quad.
Uh-huh.
But fooling around like that, sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, and he lost his life. And so, thank God the young woman that was with him, there was no serious injuries. And
Right.
But Richard, of course, now has to bear the pain as a father. And so we stopped there yesterday and visited, and there was a lot of people sitting around there, popping in from where he lives, about probably close to 45 minutes from Duck Bay.
Right.
But I stopped there to go and give my condolences and sit around the fire with him there, and we had reminisce and talk about the past, but just talk about supporting family, and that's what's so important. People never forget that. And on the way from Swan River Road yesterday, and again commend Swan River, the town of Swan River, of course the Northwest, and Francis Chartrand, the Vice President, Richard Janai, and Peter Fleming, and I want to thank Bernice, of course, the local chair and the local Bernice Chartrand, my brother's wife, and of course Albert passed away some years ago, and my brother, but Bernice is still actively involved in the local, and there was 174 floats. Do you believe that?
Wow.
I swear that lasted forever.
Yeah.
And so we got lucky to be about 12th, I think, as a Métis. So Francis was in the front, and I was in the back one. We had the Red River cart that we had. Armin is commissioning for us. We bought that in, and I tell you, I couldn't believe. I'm sincere here, Naomi, how many people came. The streets were full. Every store was closed. The streets were full. The entire town packed. Every sidewalk all the way through. And Gloria and Tachi bought enough candies and everything. Got big bags of them. They ran out of candies nearly at the edge.
Oh,
we're running out of candies. We're just now trying to be cheaper. But there's so many kids waiting. So it was such a sight to see. I can't wait next year. Next year I'm going to be heavily involved, and I think Bernice and again the region, and I think I'm here in the Reeve. We had a meeting after that discussing investing in Swan River. Mm-hmm. But when you look at Dad on the way home from that, I met, his name, everybody knows him as Crow back here, okay? His name's Peter Chartrand, and Babs was our local chair in Camberwell forever. She's now semi-retired, but their son, Neil, was in a very serious motorcycle accident on my way home.
Oh, no.
And Gordon was ahead of me, and they saw the accident, not seen the actual accident happen, but seen the remnants of what was there. They had police, they had tape, they had blankets covering so you can't see the person laying in the ground. Mm-hmm. He had a serious motorcycle accident. I think they might have vacuumed to Winnipeg now. So could have lost his life right then and there. So it's quite, that's why I always appreciate people, say hi and take that extra time to say hello to people.
Yeah.
And because you never know what's going to happen next few minutes when you're traveling. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I'm happy he's okay. Not okay, but I'm happy he was still definitely alive. And as I said, they transferred him to, my understanding is to medevac to Winnipeg because he's got some serious body damage. So I just pray prayers go out to them, and hopefully he'll get better. And also prayers go out to Richard Chartrand. I'm sure I hope he's listening out. And as I said, he lives between Swan River and Cowan, and wish him again healing to take place in his heart because Mabel Campbell, you heard me talk about little Gifford.
Yep.
On the show sometimes. He was only 11 years old, I think, when he had his heart attack. His heart was too big and it stopped, and he died right instantly. And then they lost his mom, and they lost another one before that, and there's 4 or 5 lost in the family in less than a year.
Wow.
So that's really hard in the family. So prayers go out to Campbells and Mabel Campbell and them, and of course Richard. And Richard's the son of Mabel, and of course losing family is hard. It's always hard. It's never going to be easy. It's hard on the people. So let me get to some other work now. I had, of course, everybody's talking about the cabinet shuffle that took place, and their good well wishes given out to Mark Miller. Mm-hmm. I've seen some of the First Nations references and statements that came out, and but I was telling Cowboy, some of the things that people got a somewhat second thoughts. I'll give it a second thought view. Like I'm very careful how I address ministers and prime ministers, premiers. I'll hold them accountable when I have to, and I definitely will take hard lines when I have to. But there seems to be a constant attack on when Miller was the minister, and yet you heard me on the show. You heard me in my public speeches. I've never seen a prime minister go as far as this one has, and never, and I think we may never see it. If you look at the billions and billions in settlements, like 20, 30, $40 billion settlements, would we have gotten that if he wasn't around as a prime minister with Mark Miller being there?
Mm-hmm.
But yet they still attack and attack and attack. You know, people just openly speak and attacking them. So, and you can see why they're going to move ministers like that, because they're going to have to give them some reprieve, some break, because it can only take so much pressure.
Yeah.
And so again, it's Mark Miller was actually a damn good minister, very big-hearted minister. So, you know, I didn't get all my stuff I need. Of course, I still got a lot of things I demand and want.
Yeah.
But I got to do it in a gradual form and do it in places. But what happens now today that, you know, anybody's allowed, according to media. Media always looks for negativity. Media is always searching for the bad story or negative story or one they'll create. If not, there's none, they'll create one. So they'll just go up to the first person. The person commends the government. They'll say, well, I don't want your story. And they'll wait till the next one says, that government is garbage and no good, and that's the one I want.
That might be some journalists. As a journalist, I don't agree.
But you know what I'm saying, right? You look at tell me a paper, grab the Free Press.
Yeah.
And grab it, go back the entire year, do an analysis. You tell me how many good stories are in there versus how many are negative.
That's true.
Yeah.
Other outlets are doing better.
Every day. And I search for these good stories, these good things that are happening in our reserves and our Métis villages. There's a lot of good things happening. There's a lot of progress happening.
Definitely.
A lot of chiefs are doing good things. I'm doing great things. And so, but you never get that story. You'll send out a press release, nobody writes it.
Yeah.
And so it's a negative story, it's right front page. And so, and that's what our people got to be careful not to let the media use them, because they'll take a story and they'll try to make it negative instead of positive. So, anyways, Mark Miller, I'm sure he'll do excellent in immigration. It's a good place for him to be for us, because from my perspective, we need to seek out experts. For example, I want to open medical clinics for my people, and we're negotiating with Canada on first Métis health legislation in our history. So when you look at it, where am I going to get my doctors from if the province can't find their own doctors, their own nurses? They can't find them.
Right.
So I need to go out and seek my own. So immigration, I've been talking to the immigrant minister and saying, look, we need to be part of the process as a government that we have the right ourselves to go search for these experts to bring them here.
Yeah, good
I
point.
can't be waiting for the province, let them solve their problem, and then I can't wait for you to solve your problem and let my people wait till we're last place.
Yeah.
So the previous minister was very helpful and said, okay, let's look at this. Let's look at maybe creating a model for the Métis government to start looking and present the opportunity for us to go seek these experts. Because we need doctors. A lot of people, I don't even have a family doctor, and I'm being very sincere.
Yeah.
I don't have a family doctor yet. So there's more and more clinics and family doctors now. So clinics are just, you could walk in, anybody says, it's not usually your regular doctor.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a family doctor. So my doctor, one of them died, and the other one retired now. So I'm outliving them, I guess. But the point at the end of the day, we still need to make sure that there's enough medical supports out there. And in doing that, I need to find expertise. So I'll follow through. I follow with the previous minister, and I'll follow through with Mark now. He's the minister to make sure I get that moving forward.
Right.
Now, some real good news. MNC, as you know, has been taking the MMF to court, and there was this big diatribe, this big criticism, this big statement they made over a year ago when I left the MNC in 2021. They attacked us right after that because I said, there's no way I can belong to Métis National Council. My people said no. My people said you cannot belong to something, even though we created it, we built it back in 1983. That now has changed the definition of letting anybody become now Métis. That's why the Métis Nation of Ontario is fraudulently, in my view, completely stole the identity issue and is trying to bring people that are not our families, are not our communities. They've never been connected to us in history, and now all of a sudden they're new historical Métis people. So we said our people said that in MMF you pull out. So after we pull out of the Métis National Council, I want to remind everybody, we pull out of that. What did they do? They sue us. They sued the MMF, they sued the staff, they sued me as president, and then they said there's $15 million we're suing for. So when we hired lawyers and we asked the question, what's the $15 million for? Because there's not a penny missing. I left a lot of money there for them because I negotiated some of the biggest deals in our history with the government of Canada.
Yeah.
And I was the lead negotiator. I negotiated over $4 billion for our people, close to $5 billion. And so when you look at it, and all of them got money. And not one of those presidents ever said thank you to me. But at the end of the day, they came and said they were suing MMF and Chartrand and Chartier and staff and everybody else, $15 million. So then when they dig deeper now, the facts are they have nothing. There's no money missing. Mm-hmm. There's no money misused. So they already go to court. They file a motion. They want an earlier decision before trial. And they got beaten up so badly in court. I was quite surprised. I'll use the word surprised. Mm-hmm. Because our lawyer didn't even speak. We put in our affidavits. They made these claims what the veterans filed. They made claims about our database system that actually we saved as the Federation. Without us, that thing was dead. We paid, I think, $153,000 the first payment. MNC had no more funds for that. The government of Canada cut them off. And that database is on our website. Anybody can go in that database right now, and that's what it's supposed to be for. Mm-hmm. But we saved it. And then they said, no, you stole our database. It's not. It's for everybody. We paid for it. Keep it alive. So what do you mean we stole it? MNC doesn't deliver programs. MMF delivers programs. So anyways, at the end of the day, they claimed veterans' money was being misused. They claimed that all this thing was fraudulently illegal. You need 2 signatures, which is not true. They try to get away with that argument, and then they try to say that I was in conflict. I was president of MMF and vice president and finance minister of MNC. It was like that for 20-something years I've been there. Right. So why didn't you complain 20-something years ago? Because it's not factual. It's not real. So the judge really pounded them, and they threw out their claim. So the whole issue now is we're seeking you made us spend 7 months of money to defend this. Yeah. Our lawyers worked for 7 months to put our affidavits and our claims of showing how misleading you were and misinformed in the statements you were making to the courts, and to the public. You were trying to make us look bad, and in trying to do so, you end up really misinforming the justice system, and you got caught. And you got like a kid in the candy jar. You got caught stealing. Oh. And so at the end of the day, the judge really reamed them over the coals, and the veterans thing will stay under our watch. The database will stay under our watch, and we'll wait till trial now, probably 2024. So I asked the question, I said to the media, well, where's this money coming from? They're making us spend, we know what we're spending. We're spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend MMF, defend this false claim, this political-driven claim. Yeah. It's all about politics. It's just, so, and after we finished this, the media asked me the question. Well, I saw, actually, they were in court. They would listen to it in court themselves. And they said, so after all of this, are you going to let them get away with this? Or are you going to sue them now? That's the question my cabinet will decide. And I hope they're listening, because that's something they have forgotten. You can just claim all you want, mislead the media, say a bunch of garbage in the media, but at the end of the day, you're going to find out if you cost us money, we're going to go after that money. Right. And you're going to pay for that money. So we will, as I said, we have nothing to hide. I've never hidden nothing, and I've been president now for 27 years, I believe. Never have I hidden anything from the people, never will. It's the people's money, and I manage it the best I can, and I've done, in my cabinet, we've done miraculous stuff. Yeah. That people have never seen their history in their lives. And so, and it's because we're very transparent, we're open, we show people our books, our audits in our website. Anybody can go and look at our audits. And see, MNC now doesn't have an audit in the website. After we left, they took it out. There's no more MNC audit no more in the website for you to see. So when you look at all these things, you see this is all politically motivated, trying to hurt my name, trying to hurt the MMF, trying to hurt Clement's name, trying to hurt the staff, consultant's name, and now they're paying a price for lying and misleading. And so there's more to be paid, trust me, so this is not over with them. So anyways, again, it shows you that you better be careful what you're blurting out to the public. If it's not based on evidence, you could be sued. Yeah. And that's something people better understand that. And I'm making that very loud and clear to MNC and their presidents. Anyways, again, at the end of the day, I also met with Enbridge. We had a very good meeting. Of course, Monica was a previous president. We met all the time. We had a good relationship. I met with Vice President Collin. The president and I were meeting, but he's in charge of a big portion of a separate department. He's called the vice president, and there's a president in charge of a different sector of Enbridge. So we had our agreement ends in 2024, 25, and 2025. And so we're now negotiating the continued agreement we have with Enbridge, because some of the things I really appreciate about our arrangement with Enbridge is that we're allowed to go onto the site if there's any oil leak or if one of the pipes bursts or something happens to a pipe, and we don't have to wait for a report for 6 months or a year down the road. Enbridge, the deal we have with them is that our government has the right to be at that site to see what's going on, so we can tell our people if there's any danger, any effects to the environment, any effects to the water. So I really appreciate that we are able to negotiate with Enbridge, and we have a long partnership ongoing with him and with Enbridge as a whole. Also, I want to say, I heard rumors out there about my partner in Crib in St. Madeleine. We did a good job, but we lost.
Oh, no.
We lost together, so I want to say thank you. I love tell him next year we'll get him in St. Madeleine when he comes. So I don't want to say his name and then say, oh, yeah, David was saying things about you or something. But he was my Crib partner, and we actually got beaten. That's okay. We'll get him next time. My first time I lost in 2 years.
Say.
So next year I'll get revenge. Yeah. I want to say hi to Cecile and Richard. I met Cecile at the very pleased. They listen to our show every Saturday, Naomi.
Oh, nice.
And so, Ray, they listen to you, and I hope you're listening to us right now, Ray. They miss your voice, of course, and, of course, Naomi is doing an excellent job in trying to carry your big name brand.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
I know.
Hard. Heavy work.
Cecile was so excited to see me at Costco and come shook my hand and said my husband, Richard, and I listen to the show every Saturday. So I want to make sure I say hi to him. Also, on Anaforio, he's a Greek chef. He owns owner of New York Burgers, and they listen to Métis Hour. So I was down there, and they said hello to me, and they have great food. You know, a great burger and fries, and of course the Greeks are probably experts when it comes to burgers and fries. And so I want to say hi to him. His last name is Anaforio. He's Greek, so I want to make sure I say hi to him because they say listen to the show on Saturday. So
and where's that?
He's right in the corner of Weston and Notre Dame.
Oh, okay, yep.
New York Burgers?
Yep.
Oh, it's really good. Now, I got a bunch of birthday greetings here. I want to get them out of my way. I don't know my time. I'm looking at my time here. I got 7 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to firstly say happy 83rd birthday going to the legendary, the one and only, the great Métis legend, Ray St. Germain.
Yeah.
Telling me his birthday today, Ray. I miss you. You'll always be my friend, no matter whether you're in this world or the next. We'll always be friends. And Ray is one of my heroes and always will be. Yeah. So, again, I'm sure he's having a good time with his children today. Yep. And are you heading there after, Naomi?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. You give him a big hug for me, please.
I will.
And I'll try to catch up with him when I get back to Winnipeg. Happy birthdays going out to Al Spence, one of our big listeners here. That's my sister's husband.
Hello.
And they live in Duck Bay. And Al is one of the big fans of Métis. Listens to it every Saturday. He's a Blue Jay man. And there's in trouble, I think, right now. I don't know if we can make it. But anyways, happy birthday is going to Wei Shi. She's been involved with the Federation for a long time. She lives in Quebec in the corners of Ottawa. And by the way, Yaya, that's how you say her name, spelled differently in Chinese. She just made the representing Canada in golf. She's only 15. Wow. She's 16 or 15. She's playing against 19-year-olds. So kudos to her, Wei, and tell Yaya we're very proud of her. Happy 76th birthday going to Jelaida Lajma, your Minister of Métis Justice. So she celebrated her birthday. 72 years old, Jelaida. She still looks young, and you can't. You got to watch the Lajma. You push them a certain way, they'll retaliate very quickly. Wish to tease them back here. I lost some of my good friends there, Tom Lajma and all them. Anyways, but we used to have some big laughs. Happy 64th birthday is going to Marilee Gauthier, celebrating her birthday on Tuesday, August 1st, 64. Happy 16th birthday is going to Brody Smith, Kerry and Donnie Smith's son, who's celebrating his birthday. And she, in fact, I believe her daughter just got engaged. So happy engagement there. And she's now a nurse. So happy engagement and congratulations to Kerry and Donnie. Happy 79th birthday going to Marilyn Van Act. I think it says Métis Elder. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong or they spelled it wrong here. Marilyn Van Act. And I want to say a happy birthday to you and celebrating her birthday on Friday, August 4th. And let's see, I got a piece of paper here that's throwing in my face here. Give me a second to make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Happy birthday to my mom on Tuesday, Bernice. My mom, Bernice.
Oh, happy birthday to your mommy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're a spoiler.
Yeah,
you deserve a spoiler.
Yeah.
You better spoil her.
Oh, yeah.
And if she doesn't, please phone me at the MMF and tell me what your daughter's done. Okay, happy birthday is going out yesterday to Clarice Collins. from here, a hard-working little lady, and her daughters are unbelievably sharp, man. They're very, very smart. I also say hi to Lake Man Manook out in Lake Manitoba. I stopped for gas, and he was very pleased. He listens on Métis Hour all the time. He wanted to say hi to me and shake my hand, and I said, I'll make sure I say hi to you, too, on Métis Hour.
Awesome.
And a special hello to Curtis Jr. He's a fan of ours listening, and that's Clarice's son. He's a young boy, but he listens to Métis Hour already. Already they're getting hooked.
Awesome.
Yes. Now, also I want to say special prayers if we can. Well wishes to Albert Natamagan, who's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He's out in L'Orange. So I was talking to him the other day and, saying my goodbyes to him.
Mm-hmm.
And asked him if he was scared. He said, I'm not scared. So he said, I look forward to where I'm going to be going. So well wishes also to Elder John Lee, who's battling cancer. John, get better. Also want to tell everybody my grandson is doing better and better and better, and he still has some challenges for sure that we got to be watching for. And my daughter was telling me that next one there was an Aboriginal child. The next one, I'm not sure. I can't say where from and anything like that of that nature. But he passed at 5:30 this morning, and their mom was just screaming. My daughter said she felt so bad for them, so hurt, cried for them.
Yeah.
So losing their child. So again, it's for any mother, it's the scariest thing in the world, or father, to lose your baby before you. So July 26th, we had a cabinet special meeting. You'll hear a big announcement this week. I won't talk about it. I'll talk about it next Saturday. But and reminder to everybody, our assembly is now moved to October 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's based because the treaty. Miller was to come and sign it here on the 14th. So I guess Gary will be coming in his place, in his stead, to sign the treaty that we have. And, of course, there's a big battle happening in Ontario right now. Métis Nation Ontario bring all those new people. The First Nations are fighting back, and they should. Those people are not Métis. They're not, and I've heard the leaders from First Nations saying, look, we're not opposed to any Métis rights, the true Métis rights bearers that have rights in the Constitution, but these ones clearly have never been. We don't even know them. They're stealing our elders as their parents and their grandparents. So we support the First Nations in Ontario to hold what I call identity theft at its fullest happening from Ontario. So again, we'll support that. So I'll be raising that with Gary too. But we support that. We support the First Nations of Ontario. So again, to July 26th, Meadow Care Pharmacy and Health Wellness Department. Presentation to citizens in Richard, Manitoba on type 2 diabetes and the role of our pharmacists. So everybody phone your region or phone MMF. It probably happened already, but July 26th is gone. Yep. So it's in my report here. So somebody should have said it happened already. I'm reading the report here. So anyways, other than that, I want to again say, my wife sending me something. You asked the priest to do prayers, for Albert Natamagan. So I told Albert, I'll ask the 12 priests that are here to do prayers for you, Albert, as you will probably, we all know you're departing this world. And so he was very pleased. He said, please do that for me, David. So, so again, to all those that lost loved ones, our prayers go out to you and from our family, from your government. And to our youth out there, we bought another youth camp. We're going to finalize it next week, Naomi. I'll give you an update on that.
Okay.
Nice big camp. And we're going to have sports. Richard Janai, the minister, is really looking forward to it. He wants to have expert sports, baseball training, hockey training. He wants basketball training and all these different sport events. Because look at our athletes. I think all the athletes, I'll close off with this statement, all the athletes that went represent Manitoba, would represent our people, our nation, First Nation and Métis, Inuit, that went out all the way to Nova Scotia and performed as professional athletes. I think it was 600 athletes there. Yeah. And I'm very, very proud of them for being there and doing their best, whatever they had. Manitoba did well. We didn't come on top, but we still came on top with everybody giving their fullest and giving their heart to the sport. Richard came home very, very proud of our athletes, but now we want to start training them even better, getting ready for the next North American Indigenous Games, and I believe it's happening in Calgary.
Yeah.
I want to bid for it in the next round.
Cool.
I'm going to talk to the First Nations. We should make a bid for it to bring it here in 2030, so we can have it here. And I think it's every 4 years. Yeah. So we'll try to get it here for 2030. We'll start taking a bid on it, developing a bid. It's going to cost millions, and I'm willing to put up millions. So we'll sit down and make sure we can try to have it here, bring athletes from all over North America to show that how hospitable we truly are. Again, thank you very much. Thank you, Cowboy, for phoning me. And again, to everybody out there, thank you for listening to Métis Hour. And again, big happy birthday to my friend, and always will be my friend, Ray St. Germain. And he's my legend. And, it's people like him that should give us great sense of pride and goosebumps that they stood firm on what they believed in and stayed with the music throughout. Same thing, you lose some of these great artists we're losing today. It worries me.
Yeah.
So I worry about our artists that are passing. So my best goes to all the artists out there, too. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys next Saturday and let somebody else get on the show. And take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.